Right folk, Rebuzz here with something different today. There's someone who's been watching these rants and reckons she's got her own wisdom to share. And you know what? After 20-odd episodes of my Scottish fire, maybe it's time you heard from someone with a gentler touch, but just as much passion when it comes to protecting those who can't protect themselves. She's got that Irish way of getting to the heart of things, and when she gets wound up about something, well, let's just say there's steel underneath that gentle voice. So settle in, 'cause you're about to meet Mrs. Rebuzz, and she's got something important to say.
Now then, you've been hearing from that grumpy Scottish git for a while now, so you have. Time for a different voice, someone with a gentler touch, but just as much fire when it comes to protecting those who need it most. I'm Mrs. Rebuzz, and while my other half gets wound up about everyday nonsense, I get distressed about something far more important: the vulnerable creatures who can't speak for themselves. We live with 2 cats, Esme and Berta, and I see every day how these animals feel everything. They just can't tell you in human words what's troubling them. So when I witness cruelty, when I see neglect, when I watch people treating living beings like decorations, well, that's when this Irish voice finds its steel. So settle yourself in for 3 minutes, pour a cup of tea, and let me tell you what's been breaking my heart lately. I was walking through town yesterday when I saw a lovely golden retriever pressed against a front window, nose to the glass, watching the world go by. Beautiful dog, well fed, clean, but there was something in those eyes that just, oh my giddy aunt, it made me want to cry right there on the pavement. That look of waiting, that look of longing, that look of complete confusion about why their family disappears for 10 hours every single day. Now then, before anyone gets defensive, I understand people need to work. I understand modern life is complicated. But what I don't understand is how we've convinced ourselves that dogs are decorative objects that should be grateful for food and shelter while spending their lives as prisoners in our homes. Dogs are pack animals, social creatures who've been bred for thousands of years to live alongside humans as companions, not as living ornaments waiting by windows. When we leave them alone for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, we're not providing them with a home. We're providing them with a beautifully appointed jail cell. I watch these poor creatures developing separation anxiety, destructive behaviours, depression, and their owners shake their heads and say, "I don't understand why Buddy is acting up. He has everything he needs." Everything except the one thing that matters most: companionship. You see, people assume cats are the independent ones. We live with 2 cats, Esme and Berta, and let me tell you something, they respond to every mood in our house. When Alec's having one of his moments, Esme gets stressed. When there's tension, Berta just takes it all in her stride. These animals feel everything. They just can't tell you in human words what's wrong. But at least cats have developed some coping mechanisms for solitude. Dogs were bred to be our partners, our working companions, our family members. Leaving them alone all day is like locking a child in a room with toys and expecting them to be content without human connection. And then, oh my giddy aunt, then comes the weekend guilt. Suddenly it's dog parks and treats and quality time, as if 2 days of attention can make up for 5 days of emotional abandonment. These animals don't understand your work schedule. They don't understand why their pack disappears when the sun comes up and only returns when it's nearly dark. I see people dropping their dogs at doggy daycare, pet hotels, spending fortunes on dog walkers, and while I appreciate they're trying to address the problem, it breaks me heart that we've created a society where we get pets we can't actually care for properly, then pay strangers to provide what we should be giving them ourselves. Now, I'm not saying everyone who works can't have a dog, but I am saying we need to be honest about what we're asking of these animals. If you're gone 10 hours a day, every day, that dog isn't living, it's surviving. And survival isn't the same as a good life. These animals didn't choose to leave their mothers, their litter mates, their natural social groups to come live with humans. We made that choice for them. And with that choice comes responsibility, real responsibility, not just the Hollywood golden retriever fantasy where dogs are magically content being beautiful background furniture in our busy lives. So here's what I'm asking you to consider this week. If you have a dog, really look at their life through their eyes. Are they spending their days waiting? Are they showing signs of anxiety or depression? Are you providing companionship or just accommodation? And if you're thinking about getting a dog, please ask yourself if you can truly commit to their emotional needs, not just their physical ones. Because a lonely dog with a full food bowl is still a lonely dog. Well, there's your 3 minutes of truth from someone who believes animals deserve better than being decorative prisoners in our busy lives. Now, go spend some real time with the creatures who depend on you, not because you feel guilty, but because they deserve genuine companionship. See you soon, and remember, pets aren't possessions. They're family members with emotional needs that matter just as much as your own.